question is tips for staying seated during hard efforts. Seems I need to stand too often to keep power. So I do want to clarify this is a little bit nebulous because hard efforts can kind of run the gamut of intensities. I kind of consider anything over threshold to be hard, but I don't necessarily know that's what you mean. So I'm kind of working from that assumption, but I don't know for sure. So first I would say this could be a sign of fatigue. If this is like a newer phenomenon for you, if your slow twitch fibers are kind of exhausted and you feel compelled to get out of the saddle to maintain intensity, you might just need to rest and make sure that those fibers are fresh. So that would be the first check. If this is kind of a longer term, longer lasting thing, then it could be a bike fit issue. If you're not kind of positioned effectively on the bike to produce higher power, then you might kind of just always feel compelled to stand in order to produce more watts. So we do typically have different positioning on the bikes. We being everyone who rides a bike typically kind of modifies their position on the bike in order to produce higher intensity. So usually when the intensity goes up in a seated position, we anteriorly rotate our pelvis, meaning, kind of you're sticking your butt out, your pelvis rotates forward, and that allows more quad and glute force to be engaged. So for many people, doing that kind of effectively lowers your seat height. So, in theory, I'm talking very theoretically here, if your seat height is already on the low end and now you anteriorly rotate at higher intensities, you may really kind of effectively be at a too low of a seat height when you're trying to produce these higher powers, and you might be kind of shutting off recruitment at those higher intensities. But I am grasping a little bit. This is very theoretical, so this is kind of one of many possible bike fit issues that might cause this. So I'm just throwing out some ideas. So some other bike fit issues that come to mind that might compel you to stand is if your seat is too far back, kind of having poor leverage and an inability to get like over the pedals, as we say. If your bars are too far or too low and you're kind of closing off your chest, making it harder to breathe, and also making it harder to like recruit core muscles when you're seated. That could be a fit issue that would compel you to stand. If the nose of your seat is too high, like if your seat is angled up with the nose up, that's going to force you out of that anterior pelvic rotation, which could limit your seated power. So you might start with a bike fit. For local bike fitters, I trust Mike Hansine he's at the Mill Creek Hangar 15, and I also trust John Higgins at Bike Fitter. He's located in Sugar House. Shoot me a message and I would send you their info. Those guys are great. This could be a number of other issues related to core strength and flexibility, kind of making it difficult to maintain your position when you are under heavy load. So I've thrown out a bunch of ideas. If any of these kind of resonate, maybe give it a shot. But certainly if the bike fit is a possibility, check out those bike fitters. Best of luck.